and the welcome I received when I came here makes me feel very much at home. Of course, you know that possibly in a few weeks there could be an election in Jamaica. So things could be radically different in a few weeks than they are now. For too long, Jamaicans have held on to a perception of themselves. And that perception is, well, we can't all be rich. So hear what? We all are going to be poor. There is a perception in Jamaica about prosperity, about wealth creation. That is, if you see somebody progressing, if you see prosperity and you can't get it, then nobody else must get it. The perception in Jamaica that, well, what we must do is share up what we have and share it up equally. I don't have a problem with that. But I don't believe in sharing up poverty. And I detect a change in Jamaica. A change in the youth of Jamaica. That they are no longer prepared to lay their heads waiting for somebody to come and say, here is a handout. So I see myself as being that leader who will give the creativity, the enterprise, and the industry of our young people the right policies, programs, the right kind of government to make them successful. The present government, some of you may be following it closely, some may not, but the present government came to power on the promise that they love the poor. And if you follow what the present government has been saying, they have been making what we call oxtail and curry-goat promises. Unemployment is the highest it has ever been in the last 30 years. Youth unemployment is the highest it has ever been. Crime is now trending upwards, and murders are 20% ahead of where they were this time last year. So we carry a message, and that message is prosperity. Jamaicans have to accept and start to embrace that Jamaica was not destined to be a poor country.
Mr. Holness.
Hello, sir.
How are you?
Good to see you. Pictures all the time.
I hope I do the pictures justice.
Well, after you look bigger in the picture.
How are you?
Andrew Holness.
Pleasure.
Join people. Yeah. Listen out to them. And even though things now run my way, me nah get up and try pray the wrong way. Me nah dash a mistake before me cross the river, yeah. But even though things might seem rough, and the food in your cupboard not enough, just remember, say life goes on, goes on. And even though me glory days no come, me still nah make that get me down, cause me remember, say life goes on, goes on. Me say you have to keep your head up, have to keep your head up to the sky. Although time so hard, yes, you still have to go try. Nobody not go sorry for nobody, you have to go down for your knee and plant the seed, and then watch it multiply, you know it will. For watch the little youth a cry, when you not the money left, you send your shot goodbye. But every time you step forward, it seems like backward, but you not gonna stop from try. Do things might seem rough, and the food in your cupboard not enough. Just remember, say life goes on, goes on. And if you don't my glory days no come, me still nah make that get me down, cause me remember say life goes on, goes on. Well, shady, well, in this life, yeah, you have to be a fighter. And if you don't get none the money and you might not have a job, things must get brighter. Well, youth man, the system set away, and more time it make you feel you want to fade away. But no matter about the situation and the frustration, things must get brighter. And if you do things might seem rough, and the food in your cupboard not enough, just remember say life goes on, goes on. And if you do me glory days no come, me still nah make that get me down, cause me remember say life goes on, goes on. Shady, we keep your head up, have to keep your head up to the sky. And though times are hard, yes you still have to go try. Nobody not go sorry for nobody, you have to go down on the dirt and plant the seed and then watch it multiply. You don't it fail, for watch the little youth a cry. When you're down the money left, you send a shot goodbye. But every time you step forward, it seems like backward, but you not gonna stop from try. Two things might seem rough, and the food in your cupboard not enough. Just remember, say life goes on, goes on. And if you do me glory days no come, still nah make that get me down, cause me remember, say life goes on, goes on. And the food in your cupboard not enough. Just remember, say life goes on, goes on. And if you do me glory days no come, me still nah make that get me down, cause me remember, say life goes on, goes on.
Obviously looking to see more people. But such is the job of a political representative. You meet the people where they are, you meet them at what they're doing, and where more than one is gathered, we have a good congregation. So far, we've only been able to use remittances. So far, the contribution of the diaspora to the Jamaican development has been in the form of remittances. And, you know, to be fair, without remittances, Jamaica will be in serious trouble. Now I know, because I've had to deal with several cases of returning residents who have sent money back home to build their dream house. I know I would get that reaction. And when they reach, I say, oh, the house was a dream. I just thought that I would mention these things that we're thinking about, and for you to reflect on them and see that the diaspora is actually an important part of the development strategy for Jamaica. The government has not grown past 1%. In fact, 0.0%, 0.3%. And this is something that you have to consider. These are facts that you have to bring to the table. That the government, with favorable conditions, can't do better than what it is doing in growth. You know, you have to consider that when we face a financial crisis, no banks collapsed. It's time for Jamaica to embrace prosperity.
Yes.
We mustn't be ashamed of it. We mustn't be afraid of it. We must now proclaim it. Because, you know, I don't think that Jamaica was destined to be poor.
No.
I don't think that there is a curse on Jamaica that it will always be poor. And when we look at what other countries have achieved and what other countries have done, and we look at the tremendously blessed resources that we have, but we just have not accomplished as much as we could have. I think it is time for new leadership to emerge in Jamaica.
Hi everyone, welcome and thank you for joining us here on Uncensored. Here with me is former Prime Minister of Jamaica and the leader of the opposition, Sir Andrew Holness. Hello Mr. Holness, how are you?
I'm fine, how are you?
I'm not bad, thank you. I just sat through a very encouraging, a very informative conference that you just completed, and I must say that the conversation it's been very well, and we totally commend you for coming and for engaging us here in the diaspora. So Mr. Holness, could you please tell my viewers what's the purpose of your visit?
Well, it's to interact with members of the diaspora. I always grab the opportunities when they present themselves. I believe that the diaspora is so important to Jamaica's development, and I think we need to have as much engagement as possible.
If elected, what can your administration, do differently? What is the plan for the JLP, going forward?
Our headline mission is prosperity. So we're going to move Jamaica from poverty to prosperity. That's the theme, that's the headline mission. It's moving the thought process, moving the way in which we do things, moving our expectations from poor outcomes, poor standards, poor results, to high standards, high quality results, prosperity. So it is a shift in how we see ourselves and how we do things. So it starts with our education system, it starts with our infrastructure, it starts with our healthcare, it starts with energy, it starts with how we manage crime, and it starts with our foreign policy and our foreign relations. It starts with our diaspora. So the difference in a Jamaica Labour Party government is that we are going to look for prosperity. That means we're looking to grow the country, create wealth, and to share that in an equitable way.
Okay, we've seen the incumbent preparing for an upcoming election. We're hearing that it's close. How prepared is the JLP to manage the country, to take over?
Government is, as you say, preparing for an election. They have signaled that there will be an election. The Jamaica Labour Party stands ready at the call of the people to answer that call at any time. And it's our duty to always present a credible alternative to the current government. And I think more and more, especially amongst young people, it is clear that the present government has not delivered on the promises that they made. And not only have they not, but they cannot. They just simply don't have the capacity, they don't have the skills to deliver growth in the economy. So you hear a lot of rhetoric, a lot of talk, but when you look at the facts, the bread and butter issues, the government is failing on those.
Okay, so thank you, Mr. Holness, for joining us here on Uncensored. You're here in New York, and we're definitely, glad to see you. You've, addressed a lot of our concerns, and we're looking forward to, you taking over office. So thank you so much once again.
Thanks very much.
Mister, you have to keep your head up. Have to keep your head up to the sky. I do time so hard, yes, you still have to go try. Nobody not go sorry for nobody. You have to go down on your knee and plant the seed and then watch it multiply. You know it fail.